If you are new to the channel, then subscribe the channel and press the bell icon for further notification. Okay student, welcome to this lecture 1 of this quadratic equation intermediate level. That is, we will be discussing theory for JEE Main level. So this one we have done in basic levels. So from here we will start from this one, the graphs of some things, different types of graphs and maximum, minimum and something on common roots. Okay, then start discussion. So okay students, in our basic class we have seen quadratic equation, this basic theory. So we will extend this theory portion for our intermediate level, that is for JEE Main and JEE Advanced level. So let us see some deeper concepts in quadratic equations and some graphs and figure how does it look like, because in entrance the visualization is more important. So we will be doing both the theory for JEE Main and Advanced here itself. So in advanced portion we will be solving only numericals of IIT entrance, because for JEE Main, if you are preparing, if you know the total concepts, it will be good for you. Okay, so if we start with our, this much we have already seen. So the next statement that I am mentioning here is the quadratic equation cannot have 3 different roots. So a quadratic equation will have how many roots? Maximum 2 roots it will have. Because if you see your algebraic expression from your 9-10, suppose this is equal to y equal to x plus 2. So this is a one type of function you can say, or instead of y if I write x plus 2. So if you draw this curve, if you have drawn in class 9, you have seen this is a straight line. This will be a straight line of this format. So this is your y, you can say, or you can say fx. You put the value of x and you will get corresponding output. This is your input and this is your output. If you put x equal to 2, then your output is 4. X equal to 2, your output is 4. This is your input, this is your output. If you put x equal to 0, this is your input, your output is 2. If you put x equal to minus 2, your output is 0. So when this will be 0, so solution means when this will be 0. That means your line, the curve that y equal to fx, here the line that is representing fx, that when it cuts x-axis, that becomes a solution. So here x is equal to minus 2. If you see, if you put minus 2, then your output is 0. There is no height. There is no, if I put input, there is a height. If I put input there, but if I put input here, there is no height. So that points are known as the roots or solution of that equation, or if that function. So now if I say it is a quadratic equation, so quadratic equation means, if you know, if it is a quadratic equation, then there will be 2 roots. You have seen some of the questions. Suppose this one, whatever, suppose this is a question, 2x square minus 2x minus 3, this is a expression. So again, if you equal to 0, it will have 2 values. So quadratic equation, if you have 2 values, now if I want to plot the graph between x and fx, equal to 0 means it is a specific case, at what point it is 0. And if I only write this one, this is known as the function. So graph of this one is I am drawing. Equal to 0 is a special case when it will be equal to 0. So you know, for x square it should cut 2 times and real axis. So somewhere it will, I don't know where, arbitrary I am taking. So it should cut 2 here. So 2, if it has to cut at 2 points, that means the line you are drawing, it cannot be a straight line. It should come and then it should go back. Then only it will cut. So you will see now you will have a curve like features. So and it cannot take another curve, because if it take another curve, then it can again come back. So it cannot take another curve. So it should go like this. So this shape is known as parabola. This has a specific name. Suppose this is the name of line. So this name is known as a parabola. You will see in later class, if it is a cube, then it will cross 3 times. If I show you x cube minus 2x square, any function of x cube format. So if it has to be roots, then it has to cut 3 times. So 3 times, 1, 2, 3. That means it has to take 2 turns. One turn, then another turn, then it has to go back. It cannot come back, because again then the number of roots will be more, because it is x cube. You see the power of x, 3 power, so 3 roots, 2 power, 2 roots. So that's what you are saying. A quadratic equation cannot have more than 2 roots. It has a 2 roots. If it has a more than 2 roots, then it is not an equation. It becomes an identity. What is the meaning of identity and equation? Equation is satisfied for particular values, and identity is satisfied for all values. Suppose if I say a plus b whole square equal to a square plus 2ab plus b square, this is also a quadratic expression. But this is not how many roots, it is true for all value of a and b. So it becomes an identity. So this is the identity. It is no more a function, no more equation. It becomes an identity. Any value of a and b you will put both sides. It should satisfy both sides. So that's what they are saying. If you have a quadratic equation which have more than 2 roots, that it doesn't remains a quadratic equation, then it becomes an identity. So quadratic equation can have only 2 solution, and the shape is here parabola. So that from this shape there are different drawings I am drawing. So you can see different drawings and you can remember these drawings. These are easy to understand and it will be good for you for later questions. If I take a is greater than 0, this is my expression. This is known as quadratic expression. I am doing the graph for expression now. No more it is an equation, because I am not writing 0. Equation means it should equal to something. but it is an expression only, so it is known as quadratic expression. That's what I have written here. It is quadratic expression, not equation. Equation means it will equal to 0. At what point it starts, that becomes an equation, or that becomes a specific point. So if you see, if a is greater than 0, then this parabola, the parabola is always a smiling parabola. Smiling parabola, it will look up. This is smiling, you know, this is smiley. This type of face is known as smiley. So we say this is a smiling parabola, so you can remember using this. So there are 3 drawings. I'm not drawing it, I can show you here. So there are 3 drawings. You can see this one. So if a is greater than 0, all are a is greater than 0, so all are smiling parabola. Now here d is greater than 0. You have seen yesterday in the last class, if d is greater than 0, then it has two roots. So it will cut x-axis at 2 different points. So real and distinct root. If d is equal to 0, then you have seen both the roots are coincident, that are same root, equal roots. Here x1 is equal to x2. The roots are equal, real and equal. Both the roots are at same point. So it will touch at only one point. And another case, it can never touch. So this is the case. What is the case? This was roots are complex conjugate. They are not real roots. So that's why it is not cutting x-axis. You will not find any real value of x. So this is for d less than 0. Now the same graph, another one is smiling parabola. So obviously another one will be crying parabola. So you see, this is the crying face. This I know you will know. If you cry, your face will look like this. So this we say it is a crying parabola. Why it will be a crying parabola? If a is less than 0, then it will be upside down. You can remember this one. You can draw also. If a is if you draw some figure, then you will find it that these are always true. So this is a less than 0 curve. Again 3 curve will be there. There are 3 possibilities. Again, if it cuts at 2 position, then it is real and distinct. It is cutting in same position, then roots are coincident, equal roots. If it is not cutting at all, then that means they are complex conjugate roots. So these figures are very important. You should know these figures. Now next what is there? What is they are mentioning here is the maximum and minimum value. What is the maximum and minimum value? Now, as you recall in our last class, what we are discussing about the theories, we have factorized, make it perfect square. This was fx. So if you take a common, it will be, should I do it one more time? I think you can do it now. So it will be a into x minus b by 2a, x plus b by 2a whole square, plus c by a minus b by 2a whole square. It was of this format. Yesterday there was no a because this side was 0, so it was get cancelled. So it will be something of this fashion. This one, and then 4a square you can take, and then 4ac minus b square. If you take LCM, it will come like this. If you take a common, then it will be, if you multiply with a, then it is 4ac minus b square by 4a. Now to get maximum minimum value of any expression, in the MCQ also they can ask you to find maximum minimum value. You always try to make the expression as a perfect square. Now it becomes a perfect square. So what is the benefit of becoming perfect square? Now you see, this is always a positive number. You can forget a for a little bit now, and you can think here. You can concentrate in this portion. So this portion, this value is always perfect square. Let us assume a is greater than 0. Let's think a is greater than 0 positive. That is a smiling parabola. So a smiling parabola will all have a minimum or maximum. This value is the minimum value. If you move from here to here, this value is increasing. The height is continuously increasing. So for this one, you will always have a minimum value. So you can see here, this expression you see, this is always a positive number because something square, and then you are adding something. So at what point it can be minimum? Because this value, if it is minimum, because x is varying, rest is fixed, a, b, c will be fixed, you will be varying only x. This axis you are varying, this is x axis you are varying, a, b, c will be already given. So because you are varying x, so this can change. So what is the minimum value of this? This can be only minimum at equal to 0. It cannot be negative because it is square. So the minimum can occur when it is equal to 0. That means x equal to minus v by 2. So this is the position where minimum will occur, minus v by 2. This is minimum point, not minimum value. So this will occur at x equal to this. And what is the minimum value? If this is 0, then this becomes your minimum value. This multiplied by a. That's why a square get cancelled. So this is the minimum value, and this is minimum point. Now the reverse thing will happen if a is less than 0. Now your parabola is a crying parabola. So now this can have the maximum value, and if you go further, that is minimum. The height is dropping. If you go this side also, the height is dropping. If you go this side, so this is the maximum value. So here you will find maximum point. So here a is less than 0, you will find maximum. At what point? Again same point. Because that time you will multiply it by minus means everything will change. A will be negative means the value will have now negative impact. Everything will be negative. Maximum it can go now here. Because in negative you are adding things, so you are going below. That's all. Ultimately you are adding something with this one. That means you are going further below. So the lowest will be at when it is 0. The same thing, just in reverse format if it is negative. So it will happen at minus v by 2a. and the same value, this value will be the minimum value, because you will be multiplying this one, so the minimum value will be same. Just it is the either it will be maximum or minimum. If a is greater than 0, then it is minimum. If a is less than 0, that is maximum. Rest remains same. At what point, at what will be the value. The next one is the common root. Common root, yesterday also while solving numericals of for basic levels, we have solved question number 2 on common roots. Okay, I am giving one more time how to use the theory. Suppose this has a common root alpha. So if because they are common roots, so alpha should satisfy this equation also, alpha should satisfy this equation also. I am putting instead of satisfy means instead of x, if you put alpha, it should be equal to 0. Now from here we use that cross multiplication or Kramer's rule method, where you have alpha squared, that is minus alpha minus 1. For this into this minus this, for this into this. You have done it in class 10. So from here, if you take these two, alpha will get, you will get 1 alpha. If you take these two, you will get alpha. So both alpha you equate, then you solve. You have solved one question somewhere. Now this note you have to remember. If this was, this is what is this note? If the common root, these have two roots. If the common root is a complex number, suppose this has a root, this has a root, and both have a common root, and which common root is a complex number. That means both the roots are equal, because if you see, this equation, the first equation have a root, suppose a plus alpha plus I beta, and second equation is also I plus I beta, because it has a common root. It will be common for both. So if we know theorem, if one is alpha plus I beta, then the next two should be alpha minus I beta here also. So you see, ultimately both the roots are equal. So these two will represent same equation then in that case, or they will give same roots. So if both of them give same roots, that means what? Suppose x square plus 2x minus 3 equal to 0, and 2x square plus 4x minus 6 equal to 0. What I have done here, I have just multiplied by 2, nothing else. You see 2. So if you solve this one also, you will get same answer. If you solve this one also, it will get the same answer, because those are eventually same equation. So in that case, this ratio should be same. Ultimately, you are taking product of this one only. So your a1 by a2 will be equal to b1 by b2 will be equal to c1 by c2. I am writing here. If both have common roots, that will imply a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2 is equal to c1 by c2, because they are representing same roots. So this one you can seeing common roots only, you don't start using this one. You see, if the roots is a common root, is the roots a complex root, and they are saying common. Complex common means both will be same. Both will be same means it is the same equation. Then the ratio, it is just a multiplication of, they will multiply this one by something, or this one by something, or divide the same thing. So this ratio should be same. This into this, because you are multiplying the whole equation by some constant value. If you like the video, then press the like button and please give your valuable comments in the comment section.